Hey, welcome back to Lift for Dead Garage. Today we are putting the motor together for the red El Camino, the marketplace special. So, got Larry here. He's from the 49, was that 49 Ford? Wasn't that a 49? No, 38 Ford.
38.
The 38 flathead. So we're getting the 4-bolt main 350 put together. Got measuring tools laid out over here. Got all the goodies spread out over there. The block is cleaned. So we're going to pop these main caps off. Put the bearings in, check the bearing diameter with the caps back on. Crank is laying right here. We'll get that out, get it cleaned, check the diameter on the mains of it, lay the crank, and then we'll proceed to the next step. So I need to get some tools set up over here and get this crank out, get these bearings out, and I'll put you on the tripod and we'll see if we can get this thing together today. So hang in there. All right, we got the back bearing cap on, and this, well, the next to the back bearing cap, they are both torqued. The bearings are in there, and got the crank checked. It checks within 2/10 of all the main journals at 2 inches 498 thousandths, and within 2 or 3 tenths. So I'm going to double check my bore gauge to this. I'm gonna set it at 298 and a half. 2 inches 498 and 5/10, and then double check it with the bore gauge, and then we'll compare it to the bearing diameter, subtract those, and we'll see what our clearance is. So hopefully that made sense. All right, I'm gonna attempt to video this bore gauge and check this second main cap. So you can see 0 is obviously 0. That's zeroed to the crankshaft. And it's got a little more bearing clearance than what we'd probably like to see, but that is right at 3.5 thousandths. And these caps are torqued. So yeah, 3.5 thou. We're going to go with it. So all the caps are on, torqued. Mains checked to this, zeroed. The mic was zeroed to the crank. That's my checking stand right there. Zeroed the dial bore gauge. And so I'm going to pull this back apart, get the crank ready to lay in the block, and then get it situated and put it in its home. And then we'll start on the connection rods and getting the pistons hung on the rods. So I'll get back to you. All right, the crank is laid. It just spins nice and freely. I'm checking the end play right now. 5 to 7 is a rule of thumb, best I remember. Maybe wrong, but it's right on the high. So we'll just leave it where it's at. Not really a whole lot I can do about it. But yeah, that's how you check the crankshaft in play. Just go pick you a spot, work that crank back and forth. Alrighty, on to the next step. Alright, Larry's hanging pistons on rods over here. So I'm going to check these rings, and I grabbed one of these pistons because I don't have a ring squaring tool, but you can use the piston if you're real careful. Kind of use the top of the top ring groove as a guide. I'm no motor builder, so you know, I'm not a professional here. So I'm going to square the ring in the bore. I'm going to check the ring end gap, and according to this, street motor, cast forged, and then hyper-eutectic, because that material expands more than either one of the cast or the forged. So you'll take your bore, you multiply it by 6.5 thousandths. So we're going to go 4060, because this thing's 60 over, times 6.5 thousandths. And there is your end gap. Well, that is not 26.5 thousandths or 26 thousandths. this is a 16 thousandths feeler gauge, and that's about all we got. So you're gonna have to file these rings a little bit. And I happen to have this antique Speed Pro ring filer from forever ago, and I just knew where it was at. It's one of them tools that somehow I kept up with. So we're gonna file these things and get them at the recommended 26 thousandths of ring gap. So that's what we're doing now. And I'll file one and show you where we're at. Alright, so here's my ring filer. I mean, I'm not going to do this one-handed. I'll just kind of give you the rundown. So you use these posts and you'll bump up against it like that, and then crank that handle right there. And take off very minimal at a time, because it will. It's like a diamond wheel or something, and it's pretty aggressive. But I filed this one once, and you can kind of see it's shiny in there. And then when you do file them, you want to take a little file and clean that edge up. So that's how the ring filer works. Alright, this is I got the rod in the regular vise with a nice bunch of rags here. The cap's torqued 45 foot-pounds per the manufacturer, and you can see we're at just a little under 3.5 thousandths, and that's what you want. So got 7 more of these to check, and we'll start putting them in the motor.
Competition Products, your source for hardcore engine parts for street, strip, and oval track. Our free catalog is packed with hundreds of product lines from the best-known manufacturers in the performance industry. Lowest prices guaranteed. Free shipping and handling on all orders over $149 in the continental U.S. Need expert advice? Our knowledgeable staff is just a phone call away. Competition Products, race parts sold by racers since 1970.
All right, we got all the bearing clearances checked. Rings are on, rings are gapped. Got everything oriented the right direction. So I put you on time lapse while we put the pistons and the rods in.
Insulated. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll get it on the way back.
Oh, see. My bad.
Still spin all right?
Yeah. You don't think so? Don't have
Just making sure.
Don't have too much drag. I think it's been nice. That's about right.
It's down in the hole some.
Yeah, it should be about 15 to 20 thousandths in the hole.
We got to find some bolt for that, don't we?
Yeah, and then the oil pump shaft. There it is. Bolt would be a 7/16.
Now these lifters, when I pulled them out, I just laid this in the valley, and it was like, I didn't
Okay.
do the number. I just,
Okay.
as soon as I just laid it in the valley, and that's,
You know which way, yeah. You want to dump that over here? Got room.
cranks now.
I got a new crank bolt and stuff. Is that the oil pump shaft?
No, that was a bolt converter. Carburetor. Thermostat. Intake manifold. Bell housing.
Like oil.
Header bolt. Water pump.
Got the water pump bolts on the water pump.
Fan shroud.
What if they would have an oil pump shaft with O'Reilly's or something?
Might have it.
Okay.
Here's a Moroso.
Cool, thanks. So take the plastic sleeve back off.
I left it all together.
Ah, there you go. I'll get you another bolt.
Hang on.
It's got a shank. Should I put a lock washer on it or?
No, I'll probably put a little Loctite on it there.
Okay.
You're gonna let me wire wheel that thing up so
Okay.
get all the crud out of it.
Here somewhere.
Loctite
Here somewhere.
right here.
Okay. Right in front of me. Thank you. 5/8 socket.
What was that thing torqued to?
I really don't know. I think it's one of those torque specs.
I'll look it up.
So that's camera going.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. I forgot. Let's see. Smart block Chevy old phone
I've never really torqued them before. Kind of weird.
Let's just see what it says. I'm curious now.
Yeah, now you got me curious. Yeah. I'd say probably about 40 or so.
60 to 70.
Really? Wow. Here you go.
Let's see how calibrated your elbow is.
My elbow probably went to about 40, I'd say.
We'll shoot for 65. Then it's in the middle.
I never knew the torque spec for that. This is torque spec for everything, really.
seems excessive, though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave it
that's
right.
tight, that's good by me. Is this the cam over here wrapped up?
Yeah.
Okay, that's next.
There's one lifter in that from where I checked something. Oh, we were checking the lift.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here it is.
I actually opened a pack of that Comp Cam's cam lube. I'll just go ahead and use it so it don't leak out everywhere.
Okay.
This stuff's like gorilla snot.
Yeah, it is.
I used to have a pack of it like magneted to my door over there, and I just use it for stuff, O-rings or whatever, and it fell off one day.
See what I always used? I looked, I didn't have any in the cabinet. I used to use the Iski.
Oh yeah.
The Iski Rev Lube stuff is pretty good. See, a lot of that stuff that's runny, by the time you start the motor up, it's already down in the oil pan. I think there's a couple packs of that I put in them tools I gave you.
Yeah. Yeah, there might be some of that Iski stuff in there. Yeah, because I use the ARP Teflon all the time.
Yeah. Them handles are nice. I actually made a handle off an old timing chain set.
Really?
Yeah, I cut the center part out, welded a thing on it. That's the on your shoe we gotta get off.
It'll be alright. It's time for shoes anyway. This concrete out here is so rough, I'll go through shoes every 2 months.
I just got these from someone from me, the yard sales. Paid $1 for
Are
them.
you serious?
They're Skechers. They're comfortable too, because with my messed up everything else, my shoes are important with
Right.
my knees and stuff.
What is it, Crow?
Things really felt good today.
Looks like I murdered somebody over there, don't it? I wouldn't run no Proform engine parts, but their tools is kind of hard to beat.
Yeah, especially price wise.
Oh, another thing I think I'm going to splurge on.
What's
I
that?
think I'm going to do shaft rockers on that motor.
Anything you want to splurge on, I'll get you a deal on it, but even still, pricey.
I mean, I figured, you know, the Brodex stud girdle is supposed to fit better than anything else. So that thing's $400, and then.
Well, yeah, well, the thing is, by the time you buy rockers, stud girdle.
I mean, I'm
you know,
over halfway there. And
Right. And see, they have what they call the
Little
street.
socket.
Yeah, just to be safe. They got what they call the street rockers. I don't know if you've seen them in our book.
I was looking at those T&D and the Jessel, the Sportsmans or whatever.
Right, the Sportsman, that's the ones you want. Because the other ones are like, what it is they're real, like, high-tech stainless, made for huge spring pressures.
I don't know if this thing will clear.
And the thing is, you don't have real big spring pressures, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, where's the crank socket we were using? That should do it, maybe. Or maybe not, no.
Is it good?
It's starting to, but I'd rather do it evenly.
There you go. See if that'll work.
see on the back there was I'm hitting it on.
Yeah. Oh, you're good.
That sounds good, yeah. Okay. Just rotate it. Get that crank. Like that. Well, maybe once we get it tightened up, it'll be different. Look here, pliers, I could just bend just a little, just to start it, so it goes down the side.
Great.
There it is.
No matter which side, you just want the ear
Yeah, just a little bit on the bend so I can get it inside the gear here.
on all of them.
Yeah. Just want to fit down inside. The chain tightens up a little.
I think that'll work.
Oh yeah, that's what the doctor ordered. Click, click. Click, click.
A smaller screwdriver?
Yeah, maybe, sorry.
Try to get it started with this one.
How's the dot to dots look to you?
Fine to me.
Okay.
Well, officially have a short block. Pan, all that mess is on. Balance, the timing cover, timing chain, obviously. So, going to lunch, get back, cylinder heads, lifters, just the valves, put the intake on, and well, the rest is history, I guess. But I'll be back shortly. Alright, we're back from lunch. Got this one cylinder head on. Larry's dropping all the head bolts in. That's about it for the moment. But yeah, won't be long. Before I get too carried away here, I should probably close this video out. It's been a couple days. It's Thursday evening. I'm going to put the motor and transmission together. So that being said, I'm going to close this video out. Got this motor done. I don't remember if I said this or not. Took us about 7 hours. And that's with 2 people working, which honestly, I think Larry did more work than I did. Hung the pistons, laid the rings, gaskets, painted. I mean, I'm pretty sure he did more work than I did. So, but yeah, pretty good time. Been a long time since I put a motor together, and it's pretty neat putting a motor together with him. Actually, he's calling. Hello. Alrighty, speaking of the devil, that was Larry there. Yeah, pretty fun deal. I've never done a motor with all those measuring tools. Never had the skills either. I mean, it's been a long time since I put a motor together. Matter of fact, the last one I done, I believe, was a Honda. Pretty sure that's what it was. It was a B18 Honda. It had a turbo on it. And boy, he beat that thing like a rented mule, let me tell you. It lasted somehow. I don't know how. It was a cast piston motor too. But anyway, jumping back into the second video. So I'll be working on that video when you see this video. I don't know what else to say. Pretty decent little motor. I tried real hard to get Larry to let me paint this thing orange. You know, like God intended all Chevrolet motors to be. Chevrolet orange. So, but he said he had to have it black, so hey, it's his motor, it's his car, it's his money, it's his paint. So black it is. This thing, I don't know if I went through it or not. It has got a decent set of cylinder heads on it. I'll post a link, a picture of those right now, because I can't remember what they are. They're EQs or something. They're IMCA cylinder head. They have a bigger runner than a double hump and a Vortec head, so I'm probably going to flow okay. Scat crank, I think they were scat rods. Speed Pro pistons, and it is bored 60 over, and that brings it to 360 cubic inches. So, that being said, thanks for watching Left 4 Dead Garage, and we'll see you on the next one.